What is up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to another recap. This is like, I don't even keep track anymore, but this is like my seventh or eighth loss in a row. This has been absolutely brutal. Um, yeah, it really sucks, but I know exactly what happened. Reason for the previous losses, it was completely on me. I was just trying to change up my strategy too much. Um, Instead of just sticking to what already has been working for me, which led to like a lot of unnecessary losses. This loss streak would have been actually like a two to or three loss streak, but it extended all the way to like eight or something like that, just because I was trying to switch up my model rather than just taking what I already know works. So that's fixed now. So I'm just going back to taking like regular inverses for now, um, until I get like more data for other models. But anyways, going into the day, I think my biggest mistake today was just being a bit too married to the bias. So I thought it was a really clear buy model here to all-time highs, right? I just failed to flip my bias intraday once I saw that we should have. So I was bullish because we had the change in the state of delivery on the 1 hour, and we just took out all the sell side down here over here. Let me just highlight it. We had this manipulation leg right here at these lows, and then we had this V-shaped CISD, and then we opened up a 30-minute fair value gap here with displacement, and then we shifted structure to the upside over the swing high. So I thought it was pretty obvious that we're going to go to all-time highs. Um, and then what ended up happening on open is we had a Judas swing up, and I failed to realize that. So you can see here that at open, we put in this. Did I draw this out correctly? I don't think I drew this out correctly. Give me a second. Um, where is it? Okay. Okay. So here's the day. Okay, here's the opening range gap. So at open, we I swear this is not correct. Hold on. Let me see if I'm drawing this out correctly. Because the opening range gap I had open was not this. Oh, this was from yesterday. Okay, that makes sense. Where's the opening range gap from? Okay, here it is. So here is the opening range gap from today. So here it is at open. So what I wanted to see at open is I want to see us do a Judas swing down into like 50% and then get like an inverse targeting higher prices. Here's what actually happened. I'm just gonna move this to the side here. So 9:30, we get this wick higher, which takes out all these highs. This is the Judas swing. We then open up first presented right here, which is treated as a breakaway gap. Price drops, forms this order block right here, trades back into it, and then forms this propulsion block that's really messy. Price started chopping around here for whatever reason, and then just keeps dumping. We haven't went to London yet, but I think we are. And this was the move, right? Or this is still the move until London of the AM session. Now that's what I failed to realize. I failed to see that this was just Judah swing, and this is a turtle soup. And I ended up taking a long down here on the 30-second, which was just completely offside. So I took this 30-second down here. Mechanically, it obviously was a good setup, but subjectively, I was completely wrong, which is fine. It's a learning lesson. I think I was also way too zoomed in here on the 30-second because I thought that we were still bullish, even though like price was telling me right at open that we were bearish, right? In so there's mainly two main lessons from this. It was knowing like what when to identify to swap bias and it being too zoomed in. because I thought that we were still bullish. That's why I was on the 30-second, because I was just looking for some type of confirmation entry off of 30-minute hourly. But we were really bearish. If we were truly bullish, the 50% of this gap should have been respected at open, right? If we were truly bullish, price should have never had a judo swing up. We should have had a judo swing down. So open should have looked something like this, where we get a drop lower, we take out all this sell side, and then we get a move higher. What open actually did is we had a move higher, and we dropped lower, and we rejected out of this higher time frame inefficiency over here on the 1 hour. And then what ended up happening is I took a long, trying to target manipulation, which is not a good draw on liquidity or a good target in any sense. Whereas what I should have done is I should have waited for some type of short setup to present itself to take down to London here. Another reason why I took the setup is because despite inversing this 5-minute, we had ran through this 5-minute here, but the 15-minute and the 30-minute were holding at the time, right? So I was thinking, okay, we're just going to continue the buy model off this 30-second. But I think that's way too zoomed in because this is still technically a reversal setup rather than a confirmation. A confirmation setup is when you're already getting like bearish delivery. So in this case, the 15-minute had just inverse, right? And then there's this 30-second inverse that was a short that played out down here after price came and souped this high. And then this was a 1-minute gap somewhere over here, right? Which is also my model. And it played out beautifully here. So this is something I should have taken if I was on the 30-second, not the long. Because this 30-second, there was bearish confirmation based off the 5 and 15. There was no 5 or 15-minute bullish confirmation. All of the 1-minute candles up to my long were just red candles. So I was taking a reversal and I was too zoomed in. But I think that's the main lesson here. One, being too zoomed in on time frames and not identifying the judo swing and manipulation at open. In hindsight, in hindsight, it obviously makes sense because we had a judo swing up, and then where did my opening range gap go? It doesn't matter. We had a judo swing up, and then we ran through the opening range gap past 50% and kept on closing below it. Let me see this. Let me see this. Yeah, see that? So I shouldn't have been taking longs if this candle here closed the way it did, um, especially with the context of everything prior, right? Judo swing up. After the judo swing, smart money sends price down. If we're bullish, price should just bounce off here and continue higher. Well, if we're bullish, we should have never got this judo swing in the first place. And then we just rip through the opening range gap and trade lower. And then here is that short setup that would work. I'm including the volume and bounce there. Price comes up here, soups this high, and on the 30-second, you get this short. And this would have been a proper 30-second entry because it's a confirmation setup. So yeah, I think it was a good day still. I'm really grateful for the lessons learned. Um, just sucks that I took another loss here. Um, but it is what it is, you live and you learn. And yeah, the only thing is like I wouldn't have been on this losing streak if I just took the original model I got funded with. So I kind of just dug myself this hole rather than just sticking to what's working. London low is going to be hit right now. But anyways, yeah. As long as I stick to this model that's got me funded in the first place, I'll be profitable long term. I know that. It's just annoying because I'm such in deep drawdown right now with my funded accounts, just because of like my own mistakes taking models I'm not supposed to be taking. But yeah, today was a good day in terms of learning lessons, and I will see you guys in the next video.